Attention passionate Seattle Seahawks fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC West and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Seattle Seahawks' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Seattle Seahawks fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Seattle SEAHAWKS fans. Let's get to the news. The NFL offseason is always a whirlwind of rumors, speculations, and strategic moves, and this year is no different. But one story that's starting to gain serious traction among Seahawks fans and NFL insiders alike involves a potential trade that could dramatically reshape the Seahawks secondary and their chances of making a deep playoff run. We're talking about the possible acquisition of L'Jarius Sneed from the Tennessee Titans, a move that could bolster Seattle's defensive backfield and provide the team with a significant edge in the NFC West and beyond. Now, before we dive into all the details, let's set the stage and understand why this potential trade has the Seahawks community buzzing. L'Jarius Sneed is a player who's been making waves in Kansas City with his lockdown ability and versatility. Known as a true shutdown corner, Sneed has developed a reputation as a shadow that can swallow up top receivers, making him one of the most reliable cover men in the league. His stats speak volumes, posting a 73.7 overall grade from PFF in 2025, ranking 18th among 112 cornerbacks with a coverage grade of 72.0, 22nd, and a run defense grade of 73.3, 24th. What really stands out are his 4 interceptions in 2025, along with 50 tackles, an EPA per target of -0.18, and a YAC allowed of just 3.5 yards. His tackling grade is an impressive 89.4, which ranks him among the elite in the league. For Seahawks fans, these numbers are more than just stats. They paint the picture of a player who can elevate the entire secondary, especially in a division where the passing game continues to evolve and threaten defenses. Sneed's career so far has been impressive, with a total of 15 interceptions and an overall PFF grade above 85 across multiple seasons. He's earned 2 Pro Bowl selections and boasts a coverage win rate of around 65%. Notably, he's been remarkably durable, with no recorded injuries in 2025, further underscoring his reliability. His pass deflections, 36 in total, are complemented by a similar grading to Sauce Gardner, another top-tier corner, with grades consistently around the 85+ mark. All these factors make him an extremely attractive target for teams looking to shore up their secondary, especially after the Seahawks' recent struggles defending the pass, where they allowed an average of 220 yards per game. Now, why would the Titans be motivated to trade Sneed? Well, Tennessee is in the thick of a rebuild. They're motivated by cap relief, about $12 million in savings, and are also dealing with a roster that's been hit hard by injuries, and their odds of contending this season have plummeted, with betting odds dropping by more than 50-0 to around +50-0. Moving Sneed would give the Titans some much-needed cap space and draft capital, and the Seahawks are reportedly interested in acquiring him for a second-round pick, plus a reserve cornerback, which could be a strategic move to inject youth and talent into their secondary. Seattle, on the other hand, would absorb around $16.9 million of Sneed's contract, but the value gained in his shutdown ability could outweigh the financial hit. Imagine this scenario: Sneed in Seahawks secondary, providing that invisible shield that makes it almost impossible for receivers to get open. His presence would elevate the Seahawks' pass defense from a middle-of-the-road unit to one of the league's top defenses. With Woolen and Witherspoon already locking down the outside, Sneed's addition would give Seattle a versatile and dynamic trio capable of shutting down opposing passing games. His ability to reduce completion percentage by about 12%, from roughly 62% to 50%, would drastically decrease the success rate of opposing offenses. Plus, his knack for creating turnovers, projected to add around 4 INTs, would boost Seattle's overall turnover margin, an essential ingredient for winning close games and making playoff pushes. In terms of numbers and projections, adding Sneed could lower the Seahawks' passing yards allowed from roughly 200 yards per game to about 170, a significant improvement. That's comparable to what Jair Alexander has done for Green Bay, boosting coverage efficiency and creating more opportunities for turnovers. This upgrade would also serve as a cushion against injuries along the offensive line, allowing Seattle to play more ball control aerial offense, which is crucial in tight games and postseason battles. His presence would elevate the defense ranking from the 5th position to a top 1 unit, giving Seattle a real shot at not just making the playoffs, but contending for a Super Bowl. Now, let's talk about the big picture. Securing a player like Snead isn't just about immediate impact, it's about leaving a lasting legacy. Seattle's defense has been historically strong, but recent years have seen some inconsistencies, especially in pass coverage. Bringing in a player of Snead's caliber would be a statement to the league and a message to NFC contenders that the Seahawks are serious about reclaiming their defensive dominance. It could also shift the balance of power in the NFC West, making Seattle a more formidable opponent and a nightmare for quarterbacks who'd have to face Woolen, Witherspoon, and Snead all at once. Looking ahead to the playoffs, the impact of Snead could be even more pronounced. Simulations suggest that with Snead boosting the Seahawks' defense, their odds of winning the Super Bowl could improve significantly, potentially increasing from +1-0 to +500. His ability to shut down deep passes and his knack for forcing turnovers would be X factors, especially in high-pressure moments. The playoffs are a different beast, and having a player like Snead could be the difference between a deep run and an early exit. His presence might also be the final piece needed to turn Seattle's secondary into a championship-winning unit, giving Geno Smith and the offense more freedom to operate, knowing that the defense can hold up against the league's best passing attacks. Of course, this kind of move isn't just about immediate gains. It's about building a defensive legacy for the Seahawks. Think about it. Adding Snead alongside Woolen and Witherspoon creates a formidable trio that would be the envy of many teams across the league. It's about creating a defense that can take the ball away, disrupt timing, and give Seattle's offense the advantage it needs to control games. The Seahawks have always prided themselves on their defensive identity, and acquiring Snead would be a statement that they're committed to re-establishing that identity at the highest level. In summary, the potential trade for L'Jarius Snead is a bold move that could redefine the Seahawks' defense and their entire season outlook. It's a move rooted in strategic thinking, adding youth, talent, and versatility to a secondary that's been relying heavily on Woolen and Witherspoon. Snead's proven ability to shut down top receivers, create turnovers, and elevate the overall pass defense makes him an ideal fit for Seattle's defensive scheme. As the offseason unfolds, fans should keep a close eye on this story, because if it happens, it could be the spark that propels the Seahawks back into serious Super Bowl contention. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Seattle Seahawks news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. The Seahawks front office has been meticulous in their offseason planning, and a trade like this would align perfectly with their goal of building a top-tier defense. Pete Carroll has always emphasized the importance of a strong secondary, and this move would serve as a clear signal that Seattle is serious about reclaiming their defensive swagger. It's also a message to NFC rivals. The Seahawks are not just building for the present, but setting up a defense that can dominate for years to come. Fans are excited about the potential of this move, and rightly so. Adding Snead could be the piece that turns Seattle into a true defensive powerhouse once again. Of course, everything depends on the final negotiations and whether Tennessee is willing to part ways with such a talented player. But given the Titans' current rebuild mode and cap situation, it's a trade worth considering for both sides. For Seattle, it's an investment in their future success, a chance to make a statement, and a move that could have ripple effects across the NFC. With Snead in the mix, the Seahawks could be looking at a season where their defense is not just good, but elite. One that can take the ball away, disrupt passes, and dominate in clutch moments. So, Seahawks fans, get ready for what could be an exciting offseason. Keep your eyes peeled, because if this trade goes through, it might just be the move that pushes your team over the top. And as always, we'll be here to keep you updated with all the latest news, rumors, and analysis. Your passion fuels this community, and together we're building something special. Whether it's the draft, free agency, or trades, the Seahawks are always in the mix, and this potential acquisition of L'Jarius Snead could be a game-changer. And now, Seattle Seahawks fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to US and TO, the Seattle Seahawks. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Seattle Seahawks news.